Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 87. Oh, and I'm also known as RetroLemon. I totally forgot that. It's been a crazy day. I had totally planned to record first thing this morning, but things didn't work out that way. But that's okay. We're here now, right? Let's see, quick rundown on knit-alongs. The Adopt a Blob knit-along is going on, so you have until October 31st at midnight to get them in. And if the thread is still open November 1st, because I went to bed before midnight, put them in. As long as the thread is unlocked, enter them, that's fine with me. So if you don't know what pattern I'm talking about, it's the Adopt a Blob. This sample is made out of Fiber Addiction, and it's in the crap. I can't think of the colorway name. It's totally escaping me. My apologies. But it's on the project page for sure. Fiber Addiction is on Etsy, and she generously sent a skein of yarn to use for the pattern. So a huge thank you to Emily. So super cute. It's like shades of grays and purples and greens. So super excited, and then they make cute ghosts too. So go ahead. You can enter as many as you want. One post per blob, but each blob needs its own post. And the other knit-along that's going on is our Technique knit-along, and it is interlock, and it is going on again through the end of October. I think that one closes October 30th at noon though, because I'll be recording that day as long as nothing comes up. And that was a 2-month one, so it was September and October. So I think we have 3 entries, which is awesome. So I think we have a couple dishcloths and a sweater. I'm like, that makes me so excited. Someone made an interlock sweater. That's totally like on my to-do list at some point. So like I said, get those in. I know lots of people are working on different projects, so I can't wait to see them all done. So you still have, what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks. Plenty of time. I'm not sure if we're going to do a Technique knit-along for November and December or not. I'm still up in the air about that. I just know those are busy months for me, and I know they're busy months for everybody else, because here in the U.S. we have Thanksgiving in November, and then we have Christmas in December, and everybody's holiday knitting, and so we'll see. It's up in the air, because I had originally thought we'd do color work. But I'm just like, there's no way, I don't even think I could get a color work project done. And I always feel bad, like, when I don't participate in my own knit-alongs for stuff like that. So, we'll see. Alright, enough with the knit-along talks. I have one finished object this week that I can't show you because it is a pattern sample. But I'm really excited because I'm really happy with the way it came out. And, one of my testers is already done, which no pressure to other testers because, well, this tester is just super fast. There's no other way to put it. But no pressure. But, because I still have at least one more sample to make. So, but I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy with the pattern. It's something new for me. So, I'm really looking forward to putting it out there, and hopefully all of you will like it. And so that's it for the finished objects, but works in progress. I have some. Gotta lean down and grab them. Since, we were talking about the interlock knit-along, I did work on my autumn shawl. And I know it feels like I've been showing this forever. But I did 4 rows this week. That's the most I've done in one time. But the rows are getting shorter because it's a triangular shawl, worked top down. So it goes into a point. Instead of, I guess a lot of triangular shawls are knit top down, but they kind of grow as you knit them, and this one shrinks. So, like I said, I did 4 rows, so 1, 2, 3. So from this row down, so pretty good progress. It's definitely shrinking. The rows are definitely taking less time, for sure. So I would love to get this done by the end of October, at least the interlock part of it, because then there's like an edging that goes on it. I'm like, oh, that just like already like, I feel like in my bones that it's going to take forever, right? But I enjoy doing the interlock. I like doing the individual little squares, and for me, once I get one of the little blocks done, like, it's an okay place to stop. Even if I'm in the middle of the row, I don't mind stopping, as long as one of the little blocks are done. I don't like to stop and take a break between the little blocks. So, like I said, the shawl is called Autumn, and I cannot pronounce the person who designed the pattern, so I'm totally not going to butcher it, but it is on my project page. It's just called Autumn. I always pretty much name on my pattern page, or my project page, what they're called, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's a pretty sweater or something that I see on their pattern page, and they'll have renamed it something different. I'm like, oh, I've never heard on that. And then I click the thing, I'm like, oh yeah, that's in my queue, because I know it as its actual name. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, that is on there. I'm knitting it in JoJo Land Rhythm in the colorway that's M24, but on the Web's website that I ordered it from, it also called it Sunflowers. So it's lots of reds, blues, yellows, and greens are pretty much the 4 colors that make it all up. But it is a marled yarn, so it's different colors that twist together, and it transitions as it goes, and it's real splitty. So, and I use my Knit Picks Harmonies like I always use, and I don't usually have a problem with them, but the yarn's pretty splitty, and it's not overly soft, so I'm hoping that soaking it in some soak before I block it will help soften it a little. But it is a non-superwash wool, so it's not going to be as soft as something that is superwash. So, making progress. It's just such a big project. And then, my other work in progress is my traveling sweater. It is by A. Karen Alfke. And originally when I bought it, the only place you could buy it was from Blue Moon Fiber Arts, but I think you can get it on Ravelry now as a download. Because when I bought it, I had to buy it, and it was a paper copy. And so I had started this and frogged it, like I talked about last week. And I am excited to say that when I frogged it originally, because I was making the bigger size, well, I was doing I don't even know exactly how I was modifying it. I'm sure if I would have went back and watched previous episodes from when I started it, I might explain to myself what I was doing. But I know I was kind of modifying it. I couldn't remember, but I knew it was still going to be too big. So when I frogged it, I had 5 of the 8 wedges done. So last night I finished the 5th wedge. So I caught back up to where I was in the pattern, but then this morning I went and worked at the coffee shop for a little bit, and I did a half a wedge while I was there. And it's so funny because halfway through the last row that I did, which made it halfway through that wedge, I finally hit new yarn, like unworked yarn. So, because I started from the same end that I originally started the skein from when I started the sweater the first time. You know, the yarn's all kinky from being knit. So, you know, all this time I've had this like kinky yarn that keeps coming out of my bag, and finally I hit, like, let me get drapey so you can see, I hit straight yarn. I'm like, yes, I am now to the point, exactly, like I've used all the yarn that I've already knit, and I'm half a wedge ahead of where I was when I frogged it. So, super excited about that. It's going really fast, and I think it's because I'm really motivated to get it done. Like, I am so looking forward to wearing this sweater, it's not even funny. Like, I bought the pattern like probably 2.5 years ago, and maybe even close to 3 years. And after all this time, I still love this pattern. Like, I still love the look of the sweater, and I still want to wear it, be able to wear it just as much as I did when I originally bought it, if not maybe even a little more. So I'm glad I frogged it. I'm glad I cast it right back on and have stuck to it. So I'm kind of hoping by next week that I will have the shawl, collary, wraparoundy thingy part done. And I'll be ready to start on sleeves. Because last week, I think I had done 3 wedges. So within this last week, from the last time I recorded, I've done 2.5, and I have 2.5 more to go. So that's my goal. By next week, I hope to have the round part finished, ready to cast on for the sleeves. That's my goal. I don't know that I'll do it, but that's what I will be striving for. So, and then that's it for, well, I have one other work in progress, which is another new pattern, different from the one I finished. So it's in progress. Once again, I can't show it to you because I like to keep things under wrapped, because sometimes things just don't work out. And I don't want to be like, look at what I'm making, and then it be a dud or a flop, or it just doesn't work out. And then, you know, unfortunately, there are people that sometimes see patterns ahead of time and go, I can do that, and I'll get it out faster because I won't have it tested or make X amount of samples, and I don't want to take that risk. I just don't want to. I mean, I know patterns come out that sometimes look alike that you don't even plan. I mean, that totally happens. Some people just kind of get the same idea or inspired, you know, so that I understand. But I also know there are just some people who, you know, feel the need to be copycats. And I'm not calling out anybody specific, but I just, you know, for my own peace of mind, just kind of keep it under wraps till it's ready to go. So that's it for work in progress. So I've been trying to collect things to frog, right? So I found a couple other things. I don't even know if you guys saw these. And if you did, I think you only saw them once. So I was making a pair of socks in the Dancing Dog Dye Works twist sock in the Love My Nomies colorway. And it was like super flashing. Like, look at that. Like, all the pink and red were staying together, and all the yellow and green were staying together. And, I mean, this is as far as I got on one sock. I think I worked on this just for a few days, and I'm like, it just wasn't meant to be a vanilla sock. Like, I love the yarn. I love the yarn so much. Love My Nomies is one of my favorite colorways. It just wasn't meant to be a vanilla sock in the stitch count that I needed to fit my foot. So I'm thinking maybe next year, because it's not happening this year. I mean, we're already in October. Not happening this year, so I need to frog this. And I think I might try a patterned pair of socks. Because I think the ones that I'm thinking of are called Flutterbys or Flutterby socks or something like that. Anyways, it kind of like little butterflies the way you do the stitches. And everyone pretty much does them in a variegated yarn. So I'm thinking these might end up being Flutterby socks. So I gotta frog that, rewind it, rewind it. I'm not gonna skein it. It's gonna just go back into a ball. So that's going to the frog pond. And I think this has been sitting in this bag for over a year. Like a year and a half. That long. Between a year and a half. Not quite a year and a half. And then the other thing I have is my Christmas at Downton yarn. It's Lorna's Laces, and it's a sport weight. I think it's Soulmate or something like that. It has that Everlast in it or whatever. It's supposed to help keep you cool and comfortable. So I had totally planned, or I had started knitting, actually, the gauntlets, which was the pattern that was written to go with the yarn that Jimmy Bean's Wool was doing. I wasn't liking them. I would never, ever wear them. Not my style. So then I was going to make a cowl Well, once again, it's just not working for me. I don't know, this isn't normally colors I would do. It's a deep plum and a deep sage and a deep teal and deep gray with a little bit of light gray, and I'm not loving it. I started it, didn't like it. There's the yarn. You know, everybody bought this and was going to do the knit along, and I know I'm not the only one that was disappointed. So I'm finally going to take it off and frog it, and it'll just get put in the yarn bin, because I don't even know what to make with one skein of sport weight yarn. I don't like sport weight socks. They're way too thick for my liking. So, not sure what that's going to become. I have learned the hard way now, over and over, like half a dozen times, mystery knit-alongs don't work for me. I never, ever have done a mystery knit-along where I have liked the pattern. So I will never, ever do a mystery knit-along ever again. And I know some people say never, but I've been burned too many times, especially when you go and you specifically buy yarn for the knit-along, and it's money you wouldn't have spent otherwise, so no more knit-alongs for me. And then, it's not a current finished object or a work in progress. I wanted to show again my Teasdale shawl, because I went and I reblocked it, and I have never reblocked anything. Like, it's just not something I've done. So, it kind of happened again. There's a little bit of a bump here, and it's not the yarn, it's totally the pattern. Because I then went and looked at previous projects that had been done, and other people have complained about the bump that keeps arising. But I went and I blocked it, reblocked it, and I let it sit and dry for like 3 days, and I put it out in the sun, and it definitely helped. The bump is not quite as noticeable. And I wove in the ends, because last time I didn't have the ends woven in. But I really love the leaf pattern, and I love the pattern up here, and like I said, it's definitely better now. Definitely better. And it's better now that I don't have the strings hanging. So, like I said, it's the Teasdale Shawl. Oh, I can't remember who designed it. But I talked about it last week. Teasdale Shawl, and the yarn is Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Showstopper base in the Lightning Bug colorway. So, but I love it. I love it like this, just kind of wrapped around. And then the bump really doesn't matter because it's kind of scrunched at the top. But before, it was kind of bothering me, and I think just with the way it's knit, because it's knit from the bottom up, so you kind of short row shape, I don't think you needed to really do that last repeat. I think you should have bound off before then. But like I said, it's the pattern, but wearing it, oh, it goes this way, as a shawlette and stuff, because it's totally, some people, I don't know how they did it. They were like, had it draped over their shoulders. I guess I didn't try. Well, I guess if I wanted a little shawlette, that would work. Something like that. But that's never how I'd wear it. Anyways, so it is a beautiful pattern, and I'm glad I did reblock it, because like I said, I had never done that before. And the mistake I made is I used blocking wires, my Knit Picks ones, to do the top, to do it straight. And this time I pinned it out, like I stretched it and pinned it. And I also let it dry for a few days. Because I'm like, well, maybe I just didn't let it dry long enough. Like, it felt really dry, but it just might have needed a little more time. Okay, I do have some Yarny goodness. First up, since we're speaking of Leading Men Fiber Arts, right? I was generously sent a skein to design with. So it is Leading Men Fiber Arts, and it is leadingmenfiberarts.bigcartel.com. And this is the new worsted weight called Box Office. And it is 218 yards, 100 grams. It is 100% superwash merino. It's machine wash, gentle, dry flat. It is so squishy. Like, it is so soft, and it has such a nice squish. Steve and Andy really hit the jackpot on finding this base because I could just go like this all day. And it took everything I had not to skein this up before I showed you because I want to knit with this so bad. But I wanted to show it to you first because you're not going to get to see it until the pattern sample's done. And it is not a toy. It is an accessory. And it's kind of fun because Steve had mentioned about wanting to maybe work together. And then I was like, for this item, I thought that this would be a great colorway. And I know it's Steve's favorite color. And I really wanted to represent, you know, Steve and leading men fiber arts. And just thought this would be a great colorway to go with. And at first he's like, well, we'll surprise you. But then I was so excited when I got the yarn. There was a very cute little note that Steve is one of my pattern testers and he's knitting his sample out of the same colorway so we can be twins. So, super excited to meet him next summer. And thank you, Steve and Andy, for providing yarn support. I really, really appreciate it. And then I got another package today. More yarn support, this time from Dancy Dog Dye Works, and I got this really cute Halloween card, and I had to share it because it's like candy corn, all dressed up, which I thought was super cute, and then I'm like, candy corn. Anyways, so I got all this in the Squish and Shout base. Let's see, we'll move some stuff around so you can see all the colors easily. And this is all for one project. I know, right? Like, you're wondering, what is it all for? Well, I can't tell you. I can't even tell you the names of some of this because it might give it away. Because some of it's specially dyed. And I'm sure when the pattern comes out and I can share with you all what it is that I'm working on, there will probably be some pre-orders where you can order kits maybe, but and there was chocolate, but I may or may not have busted into the chocolate as soon as I opened the envelope. I cannot confirm nor deny that, but I can tell you if I did happen to eat some of it, I didn't eat it all, but I wasn't going to show you some like mangled candy wrappers. It was good though. Not that I'm saying I ate it. And then the coolest thing, I'm so in love with it, it's a pencil. With a mustache. I will probably never ever sharpen this pencil because it's just too much fun. I have like a little cup with pens and pencils and it'll probably stick in there so I can play with it because I love mustaches. So thank you Michelle too for yarn support and everything, and I just greatly appreciate it. So now I have a magazine review again, like another week, because when I went to the coffee shop, there's like a little store attached. Well, it's not like a little store. There's like a store attached to it, and they have a newsstand, and it's really nice because you can, the coffee shop and the store are like connected, so you can go to the newsstand and then go pay for it in the coffee shop. It's awesome. So anyways, I've been waiting for this to come out, and I just found it in my area, and it is the Knit Scene Winter 2013. And there is a sweater that when I get to it, I will show you exactly, it was like the main reason I've been waiting for it. Okay, one thing I want to talk about, because there's a few of them in here. There's like these chunky shawls. Bulky yarn, chunky. My thing is I'm learning, I do not like shawls with squared ends. Like, I want my shawls to come to a point. I don't know what that is about me, but yeah. But I'm sure that would be a very fast project. Super fast, super chunky. I really like this sweater. It's really simple, and for me, all I think of is, oh, this would be great for like working out in the yard or, you know, being outside in the fall days. And it is just a nice cabled sweater. I really like the cream color. And then something in me wants to like this sweater, but there's just, I think it's like the neckline and stuff that's holding me back. I want to like it, I'm just not feeling it. And that's the sweater. Oh, I should say the cream colored cable sweater is called Quadrophobic Cardigan. I'm looking to see if it says designer. Doesn't say on this page who the designer is. And this one is called the Hi-Fi Pullover. Like I said, I just think it's like the neckline, but I think I really like the arm. That may be what's drawing me to it. This is the cover sweater. This one is the Sylvia cardigan, and it's by Megan Jones. And it's just a simple cardigan. It has a zipper, and it has cables on the sleeves, and there's cables up the back. I'll show you the back. I mean, real simple. It's not something I would necessarily wear, but I think it's a nice design. One thing, I just might be too old for this. Maybe that's why I don't like it. This sweater here has a zipper that goes on an angle, and it really sticks out. And I'm not a fan of zippers with sweaters. I would rather have buttons. And that is the Terra Jacket by Ashley Rayo. I really like this sweater. I love the pattern across the bottom. It's a little bit at the elbow and kind of up on the shoulder. It is called the Mauveen Henley by Amanda Scherzger. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. I suck with pronunciation of names. Anyways, the only thing I don't like about it are the buttons. I would do the buttons a little different. Maybe, definitely different. Well, I wouldn't do this color of a sweater, but I'm not crazy about these stark white buttons. And there's like 2 little buttons at the top, and I would just do the buttons different. But as the sweater part of it, I really, really like. Like I said, I really like the design on the shoulders. It's on both, I believe. And at the bottom, I find it very flattering. Now, there's this hat, and I kind of like the hat, although not so much the color, but it's just like these twisted cables, and I wish they showed it from like the side, because it looks a little puffy up top. Like, I like a beanie, real fitted hat. I don't look great in slouchy hats. I can't pull them off. My head's too big. But I do like the pattern on the hat. Also, there's a really nice article called Inspired by Nature, and it's by Alana Dacos, who is the author and designer behind Botanical Knits. So it was a really good article, really inspirational, and I love the stack of botanically inspired knits, as they call them. So really pretty, perfect for fall. I mean, no doubts about that. Now, there's 3 different shots of the sweater, but none of which I think really showcase it in these ones, but I really like it. It is a hoodie sweater. It's a cardigan. It has big chunky wood buttons, and it is called Box Elder Cardigan by Maria Lee. And I wish the pictures were a little better. And I have to say, I really love the color. So, super cute. That I definitely would like to knit. I really want to like this sweater. It's called the Narrow Leaf Sweater by Robin Mellinson. It's kind of a wide shoulder. There's texture at the top. There's also, it's on the crease here. I hate when they put pictures on the crease. It's around the cuffs and around the bottom of the sweater as well. The only thing is I do not like this little faux leathery buckle. But it looks like that's not actually a functional piece, so you could leave it off. So, but I do like that one. This issue of Knit Scene is hit or miss for me. And this issue was a hit. Like, I really, really liked it. I like this sweater. It's just a nice pullover. I'm looking for the name of it here. Mountain Ash Pullover by Jessica J. Goodale. So it is knit in Lorna's laces, which was kind of obvious to me. But you use 2 different colors, a solid and a variegated. Which I love that they're putting some variegated yarn to use because I really love variegated yarn. I just can't help myself. The little vest is cute. I don't know that I would actually wear something like that though. But I love the color. Ooh, now we're getting to the sweater that I bought this magazine for. So, it is called the Bristlecone Pullover by Allison Dyhusen? Dyhusen? Something like that. Anyways, it is a houndstooth sweater. But the way it's kind of designed, it's kind of like a baseball tee. Where the sleeves are solid, the collar is also solid, and then there's a solid hem at the bottom. But I really, really like that. That is the sweater that I had been looking for this magazine for. And the houndstooth is on the back as well. So I really love that. I love the colors they did. It's like a cream, like a huntery green, and then like an olivey brown. Really love that sweater. There's a few other ones. There's some scarves, some hats, and a couple other sweaters. But those are the ones that really stood out to me. Like I said, I love the houndstooth one. Big time in the hoodie. So, like I said, Knit Scene, it is put out by the publishers of Interweave Knits. It retails for $7.99. Like if you get it at Joann's, usually their magazines run 10% off. I think I paid full price at the newsstand because I didn't want to miss it. I'm like, might as well buy it. Okay, well, I think that's it for the knitting. So we'll move into the slice of life. So if you leave me now, I will see you next week. And if you're sticking around, here we go. So I had a super busy week. I felt like I was on the go a lot, but I had a good week. I did lose 2.2 this week, which puts me at 67.5 down. Getting there, getting there. Slowly but surely, 2/3 of the way at least. Or a little over 2/3. So that's good. I'm trying to think if there was something I was going to say and it just slipped my mind. Oh well, if I think of it, I'll tell you. But I'm still on that kick of kind of like, you know, autumn cleaning instead of spring cleaning. And I'm still slowly working on my kitchen. It is a work in progress. I'm not in a huge hurry to get it like all done right away. Because we've decided, like, behind our stove is just wall. There's no backsplash. We've decided we want to put up some backsplash of some sort. And we're thinking like the little 1-inch tiles. Because it's just a little area. I figure that'd probably be the easiest way. Because I think like subway tiles or something like that would be too big. So that's kind of like a, okay, someday when we find the tile, we can find the tile that we can afford. Because some of that stuff is ridiculously expensive, a square yard. And we need like 9 yards. Not square yards, square feet. We need 9 square feet to fit the width and the length of the wall behind the stove. So, because you can't, I mean, we could probably get our, like, if we could cut some at the bottom. But, anyways. So, that's, like, totally not even in, like, the immediate future. Probably not till, like, spring or something. And I don't want a real big project with the holidays coming up. And I haven't gotten the wallpaper yet, but it's definitely going to happen at some point. It's expensive. It's like stupid expensive for wallpaper. Luckily, I only have 2 walls to do, and they're the walls with the cabinets on it. So I just need to put wallpaper above the cabinets, and then between the cabinets and the counter, and then like behind the refrigerator, because you can see the wall, you know, from behind the refrigerator. And you have to buy it in rolls of 2. I probably would only maybe need 1. 2, but no more than 2. But you can only buy it in rolls of 2 because of the way the company packages it. So, like I said, not in a huge hurry because I don't want any big projects before the holidays. Even if I had the money right now to buy the wallpaper, I wouldn't because I just don't want to do it before the holidays. But we were on the hunt for Halloween costumes because it's that time of the year. And I'm amazed, like, they're already pretty picked over, and so we went shopping, just me and my boys. It was kind of fun having a mom and boys day, and I made them go into Joann's, and they're all like, ugh, Joann's. But all of their home decor fabric was 50 or 40% off, and then over the weekend I had a coupon for an additional 20% off my entire purchase. So I found this. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm sorry that you've already seen it. But it was just too perfect not to talk about because I got so many comments and PMs about my kitchen. And hopefully people want to see pictures when it's all done. And I will. They'll be on Instagram and I might stick them at an end of an episode because I got so much interest in it. But anyways, there's the aqua and the teal, and then there's like the light avocado-y green in it, and then the stems of the pears are brown. It has a brown stripe. But then there's this darker green, which is almost, this might be a little brighter, but it's almost the same color as the walls in my whole house. Because my whole living room, dining room, one wall of the kitchen, because it kind of goes from like the living room area into the kitchen, is all like this color green. Like I couldn't have asked for a more perfect fabric. So I am making a curtain for over the sink with it. And then we have the stairwell to our basement. There's no door on it. It had like an accordion style vinyl door, which was crap. So we took it down because it looked cheap and we didn't like it. So I am just going to go, because we don't think we want to go and have to install a door. So I bought 3 yards altogether, and I'm going to actually cut a panel the length of the doorway, and I got a tension rod. So you like squeeze it, put it in, and let it go, and it squeezes in the door frame. And I'm just going to make a panel just to cover so you can't see down in the basement, and it looks a little nicer. You know, just hides the basement. So 3 yards, and then I mean, it was such a good deal. I ended up getting it like a little less than 50% off with all the discounts. And it's so perfect. I kind of wanted something with a little orange in it, but it didn't happen. And I love chevrons. I have loved chevrons my whole life. Excuse me. So, very excited to find chevron. I would have still bought it if it was just plain stripes. So at some point in the next week or two, I hope to get the curtains made. I mean, I'm not like a fantastic seamstress by any means, but it's straight lines. I can sew straight lines. And it's a curtain, it's going to be a little bunch, so if it's slightly wonky, no one will know. So, but that's pretty much my week. Just trying to get the house organized. I feel like everything just kind of got a bit chaotic, especially over the summer. The kids are home, and like I just got behind on everything. So, just trying to get things ready, looking forward to the holidays, because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. So I'm kind of like excited to get Halloween over with. Not that I don't love Halloween, because Halloween's so much fun. But for me, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because you have the family and the food and not the greed like Christmas. I mean, I love Christmas too. I mean, I really get into Christmas, but Thanksgiving it's like the little holiday that gets like kind of forgotten about because it's between Halloween and Christmas, and people end up right after Halloween in such a Christmas mode. And so I love Thanksgiving. Oh, and I wanted to mention, I should have mentioned this in the knitting part in case if people have tuned out, because I know some people do. I have not gotten an email from Blip. So I have not gotten an email saying that I'm getting the boot yet. I hope to get this episode up today, because I know yesterday, I think I know of like about at least a half a dozen people who got the boot from Blip, and then a handful of other people got emails saying they were safe, that they were getting to stay on Blip. I have gotten neither email. So I'm still kind of in limbo. I don't know if I'm staying on Blip or not. I cannot afford to pay for video hosting. I just cannot. It's not feasible for me. I'm not going to ask for donations from all of you to help me pay for it, because I just don't think that's right. I do this for free. I don't do this to make money. I do this to connect with you and to share what I do with you. And I want to keep it free. So, I am in the process now, like almost frantically, of trying to get all my episodes uploaded to YouTube. I think I'm in the 50s as of like right now. So if I get booted from the blip, I will be on YouTube and that's where I'll have to be. Because there really isn't another option that's free. So to keep it free for me and free for you, that's what I'm going to do. But fingers crossed, because I like being on blip. I know everyone's like on this blip warpath where people are upset with blip. And they're doing this for whatever reasons. But I'm hoping I'm consistent. I record weekly. I have a pretty good following. So fingers crossed that I get to stay on blip because I would like to. And that's my plan at this point. Because if I get the "you're safe" letter, that's where I'm staying. I think I'll still continue to upload things on YouTube just in case if this happens again. But I really don't want to lose my blip feed. I don't want to lose my iTunes feed because you cannot have an iTunes feed with YouTube. And I know a lot of people watch through iTunes and Downcast, and I don't want to lose any of you viewers. But I hope if I do have to move permanently from blip to YouTube that you'll follow me. So that's it for me this week. I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Weight Watchers, Fitbit, and until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.